Bones are temporal bones. Timothy, when I ask you, show me posterior border of greater wings or sphenoid bones, how you show me? So, correct?
Yeah, it was okay by now. Yeah.
Okay, later you show me greater wings, so
That's
not correct. Temporal bone border, anterior border of the temporal bone passes so upward, posteriorly to here. Or this is temporal bone, Timothy. This totally is temporal bone. This is also temporal bone, inner side. Parts which are visible on the inner side of skull. External side. Look at the borders. This is anterior border, superior border, posteriorly continuous, and inferiorly continuous to here. Or this is totally temporal bone. This is temporal, and this here. Understood? This is also temporal. This to here. Main parts of the temporal bone.
We have to learn.
How called these structures of the bones of skull? Squamous part. First squamous part. Next is tympanic part. Where is tympanic part? Look at this hole opening. The name of this opening is external acoustic meatus. Which hole is this? What do you think? Auricle. Where we have auricle? Yes, here. Look at the triangular shaped bone part of the inferior wall of the external acoustic meatus. This is the tympanic part of the temporal bone. Here. Very small, little, triangular shape part. Tympanic part.
Tympanic part.
No, not there.
Yeah, but that thing is broken.
Yes, that is broken. This is tympanic part only. And the last, third part. Petrous part, pars petrosa, or pyramids. This is pyramid. If this part called pyramid, that means it has shape like pyramid. Yes, pyramid has apex, tip, and base. This is the base. If it is pyramid, it has three surfaces. Yes? This surface faces where? This side. Where it faces? Anteriorly, anterior surface. If it is anterior, we posterior surface, and third here. Why external? Where it faces down, inferior surface. Or pars petrosa or pyramids of the temporal bone has three surfaces: anterior, posterior, inferior. These surfaces are separated by borders. Yes? This will be superior border of the petrous part. Except superior, pars petrosa has inferior border. But on the whole skull, not visible inferior border, because inferior border of the petrous part connects with which bone? Occipital bone. Yes, visible only suture between petrous part of the temporal bone and occipital bone. What the petrous part has on its anterior surface. Take only this anterior surface. At the apex, here, near to the apex, don't touch border, here. Petrous part has depression, which called trigeminal depression or trigeminal impression, how you want. Fifth paired cranial nerve has name, trigeminal nerve. That trigeminal nerve has ganglion. You don't know what means ganglion, but remember so. Ganglion of the trigeminal nerve located in this depression.
Ганглия это же узел.
Узел, да.
Ну это знаешь, какая.
Shape of узел like round. Yes. Next, behind is elevation, this, which called arcuate eminence. Arcuate eminence. And at the base, at the end of the anterior surface, is flat portion, which called tegmen tympani. Tegmen tympani. Except this. On the anterior surface, Petrous part has two grooves or sulcuses, this and this, with fissures, fissuras. They called groove for greater Petrous nerve, groove for lesser Petrous nerve. Fissure for greater Petrous nerve, fissure for lesser Petrous nerve. Now listen. What are these structures? Trigeminal impression, you understood. Ganglion of the trigeminal nerve located here. What are grooves for greater and... Listen, I'm asked this. Inside the Petrous part, within the Petrous part, located many nerves. There is located plexus, autonomic plexus. And some of cranial nerves also starts inside the Petrous part. We have two different nerves. They called greater Petrous nerve and lesser Petrous nerve, both called Petrous nerves, but one is greater, other is lesser. Big, small. Understood? That nerve starts inside, within the Petrous part. But they leave the bone through fissures. What means fissura? I think you understood, yes? Narrow space between napralis or through the fissures. Greater and lesser Petrous nerves leave the Petrous part and lies along of grooves, because that fissures and grooves called so. Groove for greater Petrous nerve, fissure for greater Petrous nerve. Groove for lesser Petrous nerve, fissure for lesser Petrous nerve. Hans, understood me? Next. Within, inside the Petrous part, we have organ of hearing. Organ of hearing totally divides into three parts: external ear, middle, and internal. I think in school you know. Yes? Now, that internal ear, if you know, consists of cochlea and semicircular canals. Yes? What is arcuate eminence? That internal ear and middle ear located within the Petrous part, inside the Petrous part. Under the arcuate eminence, under this elevation, inside located semicircular canals of the internal ear. Understood or not? Because it's called, it has elevation. It repeats the shape of superior semicircular canal. Why this part called tegmen tympani? Tympanic cavity is part of the middle ear. Yes or not? Where is located tympanic cavity? Within the Petrous part. Where? Inside, under the tegmen tympani. Or this is roof of the tympanic cavity. Understood? Finish the anterior surface of the Petrous part. Anterior surface is separated with posterior surface by the superior border. Yes, this is superior border. Along of superior border passes groove, which called groove for superior petrous sinus. That is also for deoxygenated blood. Same with this, but these grooves are large grooves. This is very narrow groove. For